If you're building your empire and you want to stay sharp, athletic, and pain-free as you do it, this right here is how it's done. These three movements that I'm about to show you have helped the high performers that I coach move through their long days of deep work sessions and intense training without the usual crashing, locking up, or just feeling worn down by the end that most people normalize. And they're simple, they take just a few minutes, and most importantly, because they target your nervous system, not just your muscles, the ROI on these is ridiculous, guys. Because when you're leading, operating, and just pushing your body at a high level, the last thing that you can afford is a body that breaks down or drains your clarity. So these movements deeply recalibrate your body so you stay clear and grounded and high performing no matter how hard you push. Our first exercise, guys, is this eyes closed single leg stand. And don't sleep on it. I know it looks simple, but it's really one of the clearest diagnostic tools that I use to just expose hidden leaks in the chain, especially in high performers who've, quite frankly, built a lot of their success by just powering through discomfort. So you're going to stand on one foot, you're going to close your eyes, and if you're wobbling and clenching and you can't hold it without putting your foot down, then that's not just poor balance, guys. It's your nervous system revealing inefficiencies that are already showing up. So things like your low back tightness during long strategy sessions, or maybe knee pain when you try and push it in your training. Most guys at your level just stretch and foam roll, maybe throw a few prehab drills at it and just hope it's going to fix things. But the issue isn't the muscles. It's not the tight calves. It's not the weak glutes. It's how your system organizes in total. And it's how it stabilizes underneath all of your muscles. And so if you keep relying on your vision and just brute force tension to stabilize, then ultimately you're just reinforcing the dysfunction that's holding you back. So this single leg stand variation interrupts that. So it forces your body to recalibrate how it senses and stabilizes without any external crutches. So think of it like this. Let's say you're trying to fix your movement issues with these random drills. That's like trying to fix poor lead quality in a business by testing 100 different content formats, but you're not testing your messaging. You're busy, yeah, but you're not actually hitting the root of the issue. This right here, this exercise is that messaging reset. It sharpens your system so everything else flows smoother without needing more inputs. So again, some cues here. You're going to stand on that one leg. You're going to focus on staying tall and lengthened through your spine, and at the same time wanting to stack your rib cage right on top of your pelvis as if they're a vertical cylinder. And you're going to root yourself into the floor through the big ball of your foot, the pinky ball, and then the heel without any kind of collapsing inwards or rolling outwards. You really want to feel one big line of tension that's coming from foot to head. And again, if you feel unstable, it's working. That instability is feedback, and it's directing your awareness to the right places and how to start rewiring them for that long-term resilience. Really quick, guys, if that drill revealed even the slightest bit of wobble or excess tension, that's your body flagging a deeper issue. And for most high performers, those micro inefficiencies are exactly what drain their energy, their focus, and their output over time. And that's what we fix inside Mind Your Movement. We work with high performers who are building serious things. They're not only building businesses, but a lasting empire. And they can't afford to have their body slowing them down, whether that be from tightness or slow recovery or feeling off mentally. In those cases, the root is almost always nervous system inefficiency. And that's why we have a system called neurostructural rewiring, where we retrain how your body moves, how it manages stress, and how it efficiently produces energy. And that way you can push yourself both mentally and physically while staying fluid under pressure. And right now, I'm personally onboarding every new client. I don't know how much longer that'll be the case as we continue to grow. But that being said, if you're ready to get this dialed in, hit the link, apply, and we'll see if it's a fit. The second movement is going to be critical for you if you find yourself having some low back tightness after long hours of sitting at your desk, or maybe you've been doing core work for some years now, but you still feel like something is disconnected whenever you try and lift or run. This drill is going to change the game for you in those cases. So most people know that the core is crucial for keeping the spine safe. But what they don't realize is that most popular exercises, your sit-ups, your planks, even leg raises, they barely get the deep core muscles that actually stabilize and protect your system activated. And if those muscles aren't online, then your body is going to find a way to compensate, usually by dumping that stress into your low back, your hips, even your neck. And that's when the pain creeps in. That's when guys end up chasing treatments and doing the banded rehab drills, and they get stuck in physio appointments that don't really fix the root. You guys don't have time for that. So let's skip all of that. Let's do this drill. It's going to teach your body to build true core strength from the inside out using your breathing, pressure, and tension in a really high leverage position. So you're going to set it up like this. You're going to get on all fours. You're going to make sure that your spine is nice and long. You're going to stack, again, the rib cage and the pelvis in one cylinder. You're going to make sure you're also not leaning back like this once you get up off of your knees. You're going to want to keep your hands directly under your pecs. It's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable at first. And from there, once you're ready, you're going to lift the knees up off the ground and focus on some slow, controlled exhales, feeling your rib cage compress 360 degrees around as you exhale, and then inhaling is going to expand it 360 degrees around. And you're going to stay pressurized without excessively clenching or bracing. And you're going to do this for about 30 to 60 seconds. You're going to feel your deep core activate if you do it right. You're going to feel your spine decompress, and your system just locks into this grounded, powerful state, even mentally as well. So if you master this, guys, you won't have to waste time on any of these long planks and banded prehab drills and any other core exercises that don't really move the needle like this does. This last exercise is going to give you more return for your time than maybe anything else I give my clients. So most high performers, people with training backgrounds, athletic backgrounds, they're already strong. But strength without elasticity is basically like having horsepower without the right suspension. So what I see is that most people haven't learned how to use their fascial system, which is a web of connective tissue that's responsible for transmitting force and storing energy and basically rebounding with precision. And that's why so many powerful guys still feel stiff, heavy, or maybe a little bit slow to recover. So when you watch elite athletes, whether it's a pitcher winding up or a golf swing or even the flick of a wrist on a jump shot, you're seeing fascia in action. It's not just muscle. It's stored energy that's snapping back at the perfect time. And this drill, mini hops, is one of the fastest ways to train that. So we're fine tuning how your body handles force and recoil so you can stop just dumping stress into your joints and start moving with more lightness and control. So you're going to go for 2 minutes. You're just going to hop in place. You're going to make sure that your ankles stay locked. You don't want to have your heels up super high, but you also don't want to hit the ground with your heels, allowing them to collapse every time you come down to the ground. You want to keep the ankle angle at a nice, consistent level, and you're just hopping up and down. And what you're going to find is that after 2 minutes of doing that, when you first start out, you might feel maybe your feet or maybe your calves that are burning. But over time, what you want to see is that burn travel up the chain. So maybe your hamstrings are going to feel it, or maybe eventually your glutes, and then even best case, your core is going to be the main muscle burning. And then eventually you won't even feel anything. It's just going to be like you're effortlessly kind of suspending in air and just rebounding off the ground really effortlessly. So that's the exercise. Do this one maybe a few times a week. I like to do it as a warm up. Sometimes I like to even do it as a cool down because it just kind of flushes lymphatic waste from your system. So it's really good at any time. And eventually you'll build up to different variations. You can do single leg, you can do hopping from side to side, hopping forward, backwards, and all kinds of variations, even weighting it eventually, and just making sure that you're maintaining that nice stiff ankle position and keeping the body fluid and relaxed. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 3 of the highest leverage exercises to help you build your empire and stay pretty damn athletic at the same time without having to deal with any injuries or setbacks. And if you want my help executing these properly inside a progression system that basically removes the guesswork so you can just focus on building, then apply at the link below, and I'll see you in Mind Your Movement.